Happy Friday. We've made it. Did that scare you?
I was enjoying the music. So- Oh man,
What a week. What a week.
it's been a bit of a week, and yes, you did scare me. Of all days to be scared, today of all days, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. But we made it. And knock on wood. I mean, the show's just getting started. Everything else.
The day's not
okay.
over, right? There's still time for things to go wrong.
I'm nervous. Oh, I'm so glad to be back though. I missed everyone last week. Missed being on the show, but I know I went back, looked through some of the comments. I snuck in and watched a little bit. You and Mrs. Ari were incredible. It was such a good show from what I saw, and then the feedback after. So
you're saying we're a good couple? There's a chance for us, maybe.
I'm saying there's a chance.
That's awesome. I love her. She's amazing. I mean, I definitely married above my pay grade, or married up. What do they call that when you marry up? Yeah, I won the wedding lottery, so to speak. So
outkicked your coverage. There's a few of them that I know what they are half the time, but I don't know what they actually mean sometimes when they get said, but it's the way it is.
Yeah, no, it was good. We did miss you though. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. It's definitely not the same. And us trying to do it on our own. We talk all the time. My wife and I talk all the time, but then trying to be funny and everything else on the podcast is difficult because we've told each other these jokes for years. Right. Like that one again. You always tell that joke. So it's good to have you back for sure. We missed you.
That joke again? Yeah, no, it's for the show. Go with it. Oh yeah. Hang on, nudge. No, I'm happy to be back. I missed it. I know I wanted to try to log in via cell and make a quick appearance for just a few minutes and chime in, but it was so busy. But it was so much fun. We had a big family gathering, just kind of a family reunion, if you will, type scenario. Awesome. And my dad flew in, my brother flew in. I had friends from out of town come to hang out. Amanda's had family drive in and fly in, and it was so busy, but it was an awesome weekend. So thanks for letting me play hooky.
Glad you got a day off. Now get back to work. No more goofing off.
I'm here.
Next time we get a day off, it's my turn. So.
That's fair.
Oh man, that's good. But man, yeah, Friday the 13th. Congratulations. So far we've made it this far on Friday the 13th. Okay. We have Friday the 13th. It is like a full moon. We've got like a super eclipse event happening where this weekend is like, if anything weird is going to happen, it's going to happen this weekend. Right.
100%. I'm waiting for it.
Do you have any stories about like Friday the 13th? I can't tell any because I got married on a Friday the 13th. So that's.
Did you really?
I did. It wasn't this Friday the 13th, but I did get married on a Friday the 13th, which funny story, true story too. We actually had our reception the night before. And so a lot of people thought that was the day we got married, but we wanted to have the reception out of the way so we could just get married and run off. Okay?
Right.
And we were like, and so like people had like these nice throw blankets and embroidered for us and everything with our wedding date. Well, like, they got it wrong because they put the reception date on there instead of the wedding date. And we laugh about it. It's really funny. But,
that's actually hilarious. Do you know there's not every hotel, but there's a lot of the larger hotels. Like if you go to Las Vegas, you get in the elevator, there will not be a 13th floor button.
Yeah.
It goes 12, 14. It's a real thing.
Not because it's a secret floor that you need like a special access to get to. There's no floor number 13 because some people won't stay there. I mean, if that's the last room in the hotel, it's like, well, I'll see if there are any other hotels around. Yeah. Won't go to floor 13.
I'm not here.
There's if you look back in history, just checking the news, we have quite a few stories of times where 13 was unlucky. Mm-hmm. Where it's just and it almost to the point it's like, hey, maybe something's going on here. Maybe there is a Bigfoot because this is too unlucky to be true. Hey, Brandy Churchwell, good to have you here. Just saw you. How are you doing? I see her. I saw her just jump in. Do you see her?
Oh, I hit that. Yep. Here we go.
I'm trying not to touch anything on my computer because every time I click on something, it messes up and I end up having to live stream off my iPad with the green screen behind me. It's just not the same.
your video goes over here, and then your audio goes over here,
Mhm.
and then and we get yelled at. But
Yes, or it gets all glitchy. It may still happen because it is Friday the 13th, and if it does, I'm going to blame it on that. Here's a fun story for you. Ready? We've got. Let me go back here. There's a boy, 13 years old.
Okay.
13 years old. That this is reported in the Mirror, so this probably happened in the UK. 13 years old, struck by lightning on the 13th at 1:13 p.m., which military time is 13:13.
13. No way.
What's the Twilight Zone?
Oh,
Yeah, that's the sound. Do you have one of those?
I do actually. It's gonna take me a second to find it.
Imagine we played that sound at the right moment. Everybody.
Yeah, we actually had a producer. We choreographed this properly. I'm not gonna
Like
know
we
the
had
name of it.
practiced it or something.
Oh, of course, it's not listed. Twilight. Let me see if I can. Oh boy. Nope.
There it is.
It's kind of like it.
In a world where it's always Friday the 13th. Hey, yes, we can do that one.
This not relevant podcast is just on par for its title.
No, it's a lot of people. I'll say there's just nothing to it. The 13th is just another day, and we're trying to read into it. Something where there isn't anything. Where it just was a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
All these 13ths just happened to line up, and if you put everybody together, they got struck by lightning. There's pretty much someone that's been struck at every time, and this just happened to be, even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? Type thing.
That's the clock in the mirror.
Yeah. Speaking of broken clocks,
yeah.
Yes.
A year ago,
I keep using that as my timer to see where we are on the podcast. I'm like, why is this dragging so badly?
A couple of years ago, the battery died on it, and I never changed it. It's just
that and the smoke alarms. It's just like you never get around to it.
One of your chatters, though, brilliant. I had never seen this, but he or she said word of the day. It starts with an F, and it's like, I don't know. I think it was like 12 letters long.
I saw that. I thought they were making something up. I'm like, I've never seen that word before in my life, and I know I can't pronounce it. But what does it mean?
Copy. I pasted it, and it was surrounding the fear of 13 and Friday the 13th. It was a real thing. It was a phobia because it ended with was fragilastic, forever lasting phobia. Like that's what it looked like. And it's a real thing. It was on there.
So you could literally get diagnosed with a fear of Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you get diagnosed on the 13th? Does it make it like extra? Is it like a fatal case?
Or does it wipe it out? I don't know.
Is there something you do to counter it? Well, we've got some time to worry. There are plenty of Friday the 13th. I don't know how many times they happen a year. I probably should look, but
let's see.
It seems like something that Google could tell us. Red Pen says Triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia. Did I say that right the first time? Red Pen.
Where's that?
Or
there we go.
Frigatriska.
So that's the one.
Triskaidekaphobia. Says M. Young.
That's the one that I saw today in your chat. Friday the 13th happens 3 times a year, or let's see, can occur 1 to 3 times a year.
1 to 3.
Yep.
Okay, so
here we are. But it's when it falls in October, a couple weeks before Halloween, I feel like it's more impactful.
Yes, because then we've got like the harvest season, and then the spooky. It's already a spooky time of year. Okay, it's starting to get darker earlier.
Yes, it's usually, let's see, it's usually about 104 right now,
which is ridiculous,
and bright and sunny. And it's currently, the sun has set, and it's 70. So the times are changing. It's fall, my favorite time ever. I'm so excited. Yeah. Once we get past tonight. Our UK friends, though, it's already Saturday, so they're safe.
Yeah, they got through it. Hopefully the rest of us will follow suit. But there's still a chance. With all the 13th that are coming, we have one coming up April 13th. Okay, April 13th. This is off in the future, 2029. April 13th, 2029. We have scientists say they have their eye on an asteroid that might actually collide with Earth.
Oh, phenomenal.
And it will be a Friday the 13th.
That's
It might be
phenomenal.
the Friday to 13th to end all Friday the 13th for all of us. So
Did
we
you
can
just
joke
read
about
that?
it now, but it might be a really big deal here in a couple of years.
Did you just read that in the National Enquirer, or is that
No,
something?
no. This is real. NASA has come up with the conclusion that it's more likely to just get very close to us before looping back around our orbit. So
Wow, perfect.
it's just we can just reach out and touch it as it goes by.
Yeah. Speaking of dates,
Mhm.
and I'm probably going to get absolutely chastised in chat for this today, as the year is coming to a close. I learned today for the first time that the last day of the year is going to be 123 this year. December 31st, 23. 123.
Ooh, what's it called when the dates all line up like that? Like where I've seen we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or something like that, or it counts up and back down.
Yeah.
The people that know this are the same people that collect dollar bills and like, this one's really special. Like it looks like one to me. I bet I could buy a Mountain Dew with that. But they're numerologists or something. Palindrome, says Judy.
Oh, Judy, yeah.
Palindrome.
Yeah, I don't know. I just my colleagues ripped me to shreds. They were like, "You live under a rock. Where do you know this? We've known this for months and months." But I learned something new every day. I like this.
1, 2, 3.
Rare. It's called rare.
Called rare. Yeah, but they say it's rare. But then there's always like, wait 2 weeks, and there will be another announcement like today is the last time that the dates are going to do this. And
right.
There's always like another thing that's coming.
Oh, so Gallimay says, Judy, that's right.
Mrs. R.A. says, Recovery Addict is clearly ignoring the messenger. He's only 8. He showed up, and I said, clearly you want to do something for me. Go fetch me some water. So he's getting me drinks. I didn't realize he was sending me a message. I think the message he's supposed to tell me, and I saw it as it passed in chat, is that Red Pen won the internet tonight, which is an awful, awful night to win the internet. The night of Friday the 13th. I mean, you know what's happening in the world right now? Mrs. R.A. can tell you all about it.
Gold was born on Friday the 13th to start COVID in March 2020. Plus, he has red hair and loves hockey and alligators.
Oh, he's a hockey lover. He's in.
So I'm not sure if Mrs. R.A. wants to chime in and give us an update about the. Can you bring me some waters? I got it. We've announced it already. Thank you very much. Pickles, says Jenny and GA. It was really funny. I have to laugh. Should I surrender the microphone?
No,
so you can get a quick update on the political turmoil that the world is going through. I thought it was really funny. She didn't know this. She had no clue. But at lunchtime, I was talking with some of the mods, and we're always trying to improve the channel a little bit. And some of the work they do when there is when we have some messages that are causing problems or stirring up, discussion off the topic that's sort of taking away from the fun time we have in chat, we look at an option which YouTube gives us that lets them flag messages that have certain words. So if there's a certain word in it, it will sort of hold it for the mods to just check to make sure it's okay before it goes out on the chat. And so in this discussion, we're like, well, here's some possible words based on some recent issues we had in chat, and I admit it's my fault. And the list goes like this: it's like Israel, Gaza, Hamas, war. and when Mrs. R.A. came in today and was saying, hey, look, I've got this thought. She's like, over in Israel and Hamas, there's this war going on. I'm like, no! I just about died. She had no idea that
the mod chat went.
Yeah, it just mods were dying. It was at the same time, it was really funny. Her actual thought, if you listen to it, was not political at all. She was just illustrating that this event that we had seen in the court case with how the different sides are vilifying their other shows up in other areas. So that was it. It was fairly harmless, but I panicked. I'm like, I know where this is going to go. This is it. This is the last day my channel exists. It's going to go down the drain. We're going to go. And it didn't. It was really funny. I wouldn't trade that moment for the world. Mrs. R.A., thank you so much. It was really good.
It was the timing was epic. Pre-show, I know I was telling Scott about it, but I had already left for the day, but I left this open and his stream still playing, and I forgot my glasses, so I came back upstairs to grab them right when that unfolded, and I was walking away, and I turned around and looked back at my workstation, and went, "What?" And then just to see you snatch the microphone, and I heard the outro music bump up a couple more notches. And I went, okay.
It was really funny. I'm going to buy her a shirt. It's going to be the green shirt that says "Pickles Not Politics." And I'm going to make her wear it the first time she comes on the show. So,
And Colleen Kelly, perfect. Mrs. R.A. opened the door.
yes, she really did. She really did. Man, I love her. I love her with all my heart. We joke a little bit, but I could not do this. I could not be here. I could not do what I'm doing without her. She is the most amazing wife, the most incredible mother. I'm blessed beyond all belief, and I don't know why she settled with me, because clearly she did. So I've got to put it out there and let her know that we joke a little bit and laugh, but I love you with all my heart, Jen. Thank you very much.
So y'all have a beautiful family. You've got awesome children. Y'all need a pet. I know you don't want a dog.
2 out of 3 isn't bad. You know?
66%. That's a D.
You know, it's funny. Pets are the only. There are 2 issues when it comes to pets. I need an upgraded pet. I need one that doesn't poop, because I have a hard time picking up poop.
Then get a cat. They use a litter box. And
the other thing is I need one that I'm not allergic to. And there's no way I'm going with a hairless cat. I know that's an option. I cannot. The thing would scare me to death. I wake up in the morning, it's like, meow. I'm like, ah! You know, just doesn't go that. But I realize pets are very important. We love them. My kids love them. We like playing with other people's pets. We really do. When Zoe comes over, it's a good day. It's all good.
They're like grandbabies.
Yeah, you get to play with them. You get and then you can wash your hands and be done. You know, send them back, and someone else gets to take care of them and pay the vet bills and everything else. But some people, and many people here in chat will swear by pets and say, you know, the most important person to me in my life has 4 legs. You'll hear that from many people, and I don't fault that at all. Look, Mrs. R.A. just got a membership. Thank you very much. Who gifted those?
Red Pen.
Thank you, Red Pen. So all is forgiven, Miss R.A. You have a membership. I still haven't taken your inch. We're still good.
Mrs. R.A., thank you for supporting the channel.
Yes, seriously. But talking about pets, pets can be very beneficial in your life.
Yes.
Not just for kids. I know that a lot of people used to say when I was growing up that a pet helps teach kids responsibility, because you have to care for the pet. You've got to feed it and everything. It's useful. But now that I'm older, I recognize the importance, and I see it a lot. And, you know, I've got a neighbor who has a pet that the pet plays a pivotal role in the neighbor's life.
Right.
And I see that there's a serious value there. There's a news story we came across that caught my attention that's related to this. This lady goes to the doctor, goes to her pulmonologist. I think it's a heart doctor, right? Is that pulmonologist? I should know this because we've had like one testified like in court for the last couple of days.
Is it a cardiologist?
Cardiologist,
I think.
One of the 2. I will be corrected because I'm pretty sure I got it wrong. But
I think it's a cardiologist.
Pulmonologist is lung. Okay. I think it was a heart doctor she went to, though, so it would be a cardiologist. I think you're right. Cardio. That seems to make sense.
Exactly what I don't ever do. So that's.
Do we have an ASMR moment?
Well, it's annoying because the ice clangs the metal. So I'm trying to get rid of the lid with the flappy.
You can slurp. You can slurp. It's fine. I was going to. I've got a bottle of water I'm about to open right here. So
I was trying to make it smoother, and then you just brought me to the forefront of this thing. So now
I heard water. I'm like, soothing. There you go. Chug away. I'm jealous that yours is colder than mine. So, sorry, I didn't mean to make you spit
on my microphone.
So this lady goes to the cardiologist, and you know, it's clearly it's a medical appointment. And she gives all her symptoms and everything. And basically the doctor just realizes that she's just sad. She's sad. and
broken
and
heart.
yeah, pretty much.
I don't mean to poke fun at it.
Yeah, no, really, that's what it was. It's like the doctor recognized there was a sadness there, and he writes her a prescription, and the prescription says to get a cat.
Really?
Get a cat. And it seems funny, but the lady was thinking about it, and she went out when she was she went to a produce stand, and she found a cat that needed a home. It has 3 legs. It's a 3-legged cat, and she brought this cat home, and just caring for the cat and having the cat around, like healed her symptoms. It brought joy back into her life and everything. It's like it literally, I don't know, probably lowered her blood pressure, and this prescription. I've never heard of a doctor writing a prescription for a pet before, but it's a real thing, and I just thought it was really cool, and it's wanted to end on that story instead of the Friday the 13th we all die with the asteroid. I thought there should be a more positive story to offset the two. But so get a cat if you're sad.
To end the stream, so I thought it was like my cue.
To end the segment, I should say.
Oh,
sorry, I misspoke.
I thought it was an early Friday. No, it's so true. I see a lot of comments in chat too. I believe it. A lot of people know. I mean, we have 4 dogs and 2 cats and a rabbit. Had a couple birds, but they're gone. But no, they do.
I feel like that list needs ferret in there somewhere.
I'm so glad my daughter's not. She doesn't watch the show.
Does she want a ferret?
Like the last year, we're like, you don't take care of the dogs we got.
Tell her to text me.
No,
I'll give her some ideas.
Forbidden. I tell you what, I'll get her a ferret, and I'll have Amber drop one of her puppies off at your house. That's
a deal. We've got a deal. We will no ferrets. No ferrets.
Sealing the docket. There's nothing happening.
Oh man,
she wants one so bad, and bless her heart, she's amazing with the animals. Like her love and compassion towards them. The one dog that is designated hers, you know, the dogs follow us all around, right? But there's one that is truly hers. Whimpers and whines when I take her to school in the morning because she's missing her, and it's that. And she's so compassionate. But as far as like feed them every night, backyard, picking up their waste, blah blah blah. Yeah, no, that's for the birds, for our youngster. She's like,
that will fall to you. That'll fall to you.
Yeah,
it'll be you got to do the weekly yard cleanup before you can go golfing. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's part of Mrs. Weatherwatch doesn't listen either. So what are you doing to me? I come back from a little vacation. I'm just getting steamrolled. Can anyone see tire tracks from a bus on my shirt in the mirrors? Because my partner is just throwing me under the bus.
Sorry about that.
Adam, real quick. So we got Mrs. Well, her name's Amanda. That makes it a whole lot easier than Mrs. Watch every time. So Amanda wanted finches for her birthday. And Adam's he's a bird guy. He gets it. So most know you have to get finches in pairs.
Yes.
So we did. And we had one finch that we called Cheese Puff. He looked like a perfect ball, very puffy, and a bright orange face. So Cheese Puff. He was a bully. So he got rid of his first 2 partners. And then he was around for a long time by himself. And he said and how you know between male and female finches, the only way you know is the male sings songs. They chirp and they cheep.
They're mouthy. They talk a lot.
They do. They talk a lot. So he was constant. We have a housekeeper that comes occasionally. Well, she went to go change out the water, and she left the cage wide open. And it's a bird. And when you leave the cage wide open, what do you do? So the bird flies out.
Fly away.
But it's in the house. But some people have seen the dog River, our white one, who is our newest rescue, who's a cow dog, who's a little bit more on the raw side. River attempted to help us retrieve the bird, but it didn't go according to plan. River got to the bird before we did, so Cheese Puff is gone. But it didn't go great. But
apparently there are other ways to tell the birds apart. The male can parallel park, says Wayne Kent.
Oh no!
Shots fired. Wayne, you're a brave man.
Oh man,
Brave man. We're going to go
in a
ahead and hide that comment really quickly before anyone screenshots that.
in a chat filled with 85%. That's a tough one. But anyway, so that's what happened at the birds. So yeah, it was a sad time. And actually, I literally the next morning, because that was Amanda's birthday gift. So I went to Petco here, and they always have finches. And so I went, but they just
Thought she wouldn't notice if you just replaced it with another one, or
no, she knew. She came upstairs. She was so sad.
Oh.
And so I had to replace the birds. And so I went the next morning, and it was the first time they were completely out. And they're like, yeah, we haven't had them for months. And I was kind of bummed. So I get home and I say, hey, Amanda, what? It's going to be a week or two for her. I had no idea how connected she was to this birthday bird, because
oh man,
I'm not ready to replace the bird. I don't want the bird. So the cage, everything's out in the garage. We've got a big, huge cage on wheels with a big stand. We got what they say to get finches,
yeah,
a certain size. We got like quadruple the size, so
they need room to fly. They flap their wings really fast. They need some room to maneuver and stuff.
Right. They're like extra large hummingbirds.
Mm-hmm.
So
tons of energy.
Tons of energy. So
are these like strawberry finches with little speckled cheeks, or
they're zebra? We had zebra finches.
Okay. All right. I had a gentleman way back when I was growing up that hired me to do some yard work in the neighborhood. He was a really cool guy, older couple. And
which neighborhood is this that you did yard work in?
This is a good neighborhood. Before I carved trees.
Okay.
But I did yard work, and he did a couple cool designs. He had a hobby where he did stained glass. He made stained glass windows, and then he had birds, and he had strawberry finches, these little tiny, cute little birds.
Okay.
They're pretty cool, but they throw seeds everywhere. Like, for being a tiny bird, they can make a big mess.
They are
with the food. They're just like, it's like, I imagine like in the cartoons when there's like an animal that's really like devouring the food, they're like, that's what the finch does. It's just like seeds go everywhere. so you need to, like, spread newspaper over the entire room, and even then it won't gather at all.
It won't. That's a true story. It's so funny. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Stuff. So we just back to your cat story. So we rescued a cat, actually, and we found the owner. He showed up at our doorstep. We had him for a while. Have you ever heard of the app Nextdoor, where you can load up the app and then you can log into your local community and people are just on it and they'll chat?
No.
Oh, it's a great app. It's called Nextdoor.
I just found out about YouTube.
Well, you're doing great, by the way.
I'm a little behind the times when it comes to that.
You're doing good.
So it's like a neighborhood. It's a local based social media type thing.
Yeah. So it's everywhere, but you plug in like your zip code, and then you can even break down per the neighborhood among your zip code that you want to be a part of. And so people post like lost animals and garage, whatever's going on, right? It's a way to communicate with the community. So we find this, or the cat finds us, and we make a post, and we find the owner 4 houses down. Yeah. So we take the cat down, and they're like, oh yeah. So this family, amazing family, they foster young adults that are in transition. I don't remember from a hard time in their life, right?
That's challenging. Yeah, that's a big effort.
100%. So they say, yeah, that was Sarah's cat. And we actually, when she left him here because she enrolled in the military or something, left the cat here. We gave it to the neighbor behind us, but the cat came back. And so, yeah, it's just our cat. So we said, okay, here you go. Next morning, he's in our front door. Yeah. Just staring, like looking in. So we never let him in until that point. I opened the door and he walked right in. Well, he's half blind and he can't meow. He literally tries to meow as loud as he can. And he goes, ah.
He's like a mute cat.
He is. He sounded like a little finch chirping. So I named him Finn, short for Finch. So his name's Finn.
Was that the cat that was in your studio here just a minute ago? No, because I heard that one.
Yeah, no, that one was Cookie. That was the other one that showed up in our back.
That one can meow.
That one's got a set of pipes.
That one quite a bit.
That one's got a set of pipes. Yes. So we got a cat named after
Finn. Yeah. Cat named after a bird.
Yeah. Which is ironic because they chase birds, but
a little bit.
Yeah. But it's terrible because if he gets trapped in a room, we don't know because he can't meow. We can't hear him. So we have to keep tabs on him all the time.
Cat.
Yeah.
He needs like some sort of like a little collar where he can like hit it with his chin and like, help, I've fallen and I can't get up or something. Like
the lifeline
out of no the
commercials.
the Up movie where the dog's like, hi, my name is Rufus, or I forget what his name is, and I can talk. We need one of those for your cat. You got to think technology's come far enough that you could make that happen. You can train a cat. You can train a cat to do something, right? Well,
yeah,
you can train a cat to do one thing. That's what I know, and that's use the litter box.
And you don't have to train them to do that. They just know to do that. There's no training.
Okay, so you can't train a cat to do anything then. So, cats will do what they want to do. But if they want to hit the button, they, help. The door's shut and I can't get out.
Oh, I love it. I want to do something we haven't done in a while.
What's that?
We do Would You Rather. We've done top threes. We've hammered down on the dad jokes a lot.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No more, please. Let it stop.
I know it's been bad. Our viewers have gone down significantly since we really started.
Every time.
Yep. I want to go back to over under.
Okay.
Because it's been a while. And I don't have an overrated, but I do have an underrated.
Okay.
And I want to kind of combine them. And you'll understand why when I explain. So my underrated is going to be, and I already forgot the name of the other one. It's like a voltage meter.
Underrated, like a voltage meter, little red and black ends that you stick on there, and the little
100%.
Are you analog or digital?
Digital for me in this case would be great. And I'm going to combine that with life lessons. They are both very, very underrated.
Have you been working on electrical projects recently?
So,
no, tell me.
Pre my hiatus on Friday because of family coming, we had painters here. Mm-hmm. We got some new furniture. We got some new decor in the house. We wanted to fix up some things because some of our friends and family, multimeter. That's what I was going for. Yes. Thank you.
6-volt bus is highly offended that we forgot this.
He definitely rolled his eyes when he typed that message. 100%. And he did a fake like, oh, really? So along with cleaning up, fixing the house, we wanted to impress friends and family. And I did all of not just the face plates on the walls, but took off the face plates and then all of the plugs inside, either switches and plugs through the whole house. We redid them all. Fresh, clean, new.
I didn't think people did that. You fix it when it breaks, but you updated everything. So all brand new switches, all brand new outlets, all the plugs are now nice and tight. No cords fall out.
Bingo. And the faceplates we did the screwless. So you put little screws in, it's a little baby bracket, and then there's a little frame that just clicks over it. So it's nice. Anyways.
Very clean look.
Yeah. So
where does the multimeter come in, Thomas? I'm a little worried.
in 3 different occasions, the multimeter. So for those that don't know, the multimeter, you can plug in or you can poke and prod some wires and not hurt yourself. And it will tell you
electricity, right?
If it'll say, hey, this is hot. If you grab it or touch it, you have a chance to shock yourself.
By hot, you mean powered. There's electrical current running through it.
It's engaged. It's ready to rumble. So I'm doing the old fashioned run to the garage, this breaker, kill everything. We're good. Things went great 98% of the time. Well, I get to one.
It only takes one.
It only takes, well, in my case, life lessons, remember, is part 2 of my most underrated. Okay. First one, I thought I was good to go. I went ahead and pow, shocked myself real good. Found the appropriate breaker for it, got it off, fixed it. The next, this is, but isn't my fault. It was a switch, but it was a dual light switch, right? So 2 switches in one little plate. I killed the breaker. And I came inside and I hit the first switch and the light didn't work. Perfect. We're good to go. Took everything apart, took it off. Well, switch 1, it's good. Its brother sitting right next to it in the same box. Apparently it's
on a different circuit.
It's on that circuit. I had to get in there, grab it. Pow!
Oh, man.
And I'm like shaking and buzzing and it's just terrible thing. So I go in and shut off the other breaker, get that all cleaned up.
That's 2. That's twice.
It's twice. Go around the corner. Our whole hallway, our daughter's bedroom, her bathroom, our closet that's runs all our internet. That's where all our modems, everything are. It's all off. So I'm like, great. So I take the switch off that wall. Everything's off.
Surely there's not power here.
It's on a different circuit. I get in there, pop.
I'm surprised you didn't burn your house down this last week. You're shorting everything out.
Everything. I'm surprised my heart's still going. 3 times. And so it took me 3 days. You know, we had other things going, right? So I did this set this day and this day and this day. All of these occurred in the same hour in the same location. I was just, and they were my last little section to do. And I went, of course, this is how this whole project is finishing. Yeah. It was, so yeah, multimeters and life lessons are extremely underrated.
They make a little like pencil that's battery powered, and you push the little button, you can just pull it up next to a cord and it goes beep, 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 if it's electric, if it's hot. I have like 7 of those because I don't trust the multimeter. I'm like, what if I had the setting wrong, or I didn't actually touch the connection? It was on paint and not on metal or something. I am scared to death of electricity. When I have to work on electricity, I just tell the neighborhood, look, I'm going to have to take the power down in the neighborhood because I'm not going to trust the circuit breaker. I've already turned my mains off, but I'm going to have to throw a wire up over the neighborhood cords going, the lines overhead, just to short out everything, just in case. I'm so scared of electricity. And this is a funny story. As a kid, okay, if your kids are listening, plug your ears. Okay, plug your ears. You don't need to hear this. As a kid, we had these little night lights, right, in your room, and this might date me going way back, but there was a night light you could get that had like a little orange glowing. It wasn't a filament. It wasn't a light bulb. It was like pre-LED. It was this little
in the plug or
in the plug. It's like a little hard plastic plug. It's a little orange soft glow. Okay,
it would glow if there was power.
Yeah, we used them as night lights. I think that's what they were for.
Oh.
And it was designed for that. And I'd sit in my room and I'd take it and I'd plug it in. I figured out you could plug it in and put one side in just enough so you could touch it, and I'd go bzz, bzz, just over and just zap myself on the plug. Now I'm scared to death of anything electrical. I'm like, I'll sit on my hands. I'm like, I'm not touching it. Nope. It could shock me. I know that's bad.
Everything we're used to is falling apart. PLZ stay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm impressed that you got that work done, and multimeters definitely underrated.
And life lessons. You would think after the first, I'd go, okay, I need to take a step back here and make sure. I've worked with electrical-ish, enough, what do they say, enough to be dangerous. So I wasn't frightened to get in there, but after, I'll just keep going. I'm almost done now. Why not?
Yeah, it scares me to death. In our Airbnb, we had to replace the breaker box in there, and so we ran power. And when you run power out there for 230 or 220, whatever it is, to the washing machine and the dryer and the stove, the cables are like, they look like aircraft cables. It's just like a wad of copper, and it's like, here are the lines. Here they are. We've got the power. Right. And my partner who's doing this is like, oh, we're good. He's like, is this one hot? And I'm like, oh, that one is. Don't touch that one. I'm like, don't. Why are you even near this? If this thing's hot, turn the power off. He's like, no, as long as you don't touch this. I'm like, you're reaching for it again. Don't do it. Don't do it. I know how the story ends. And so he does all the main electrical work. I will put the covers on though, not replace the switches. So I'll not replace the switches. So if you need to do that again in your house, I cannot help you. It's not, you're on your own.
Well, we know what kind of work's being done in the Airbnb when you have Zoe inside.
Yes.
We know your neighbors.
Electrical's going on out there. We're all going to stay in the house until he's done. No, it's if I were to do an over and under, I have to. It's funny. Are we trying to gift 80s Music Man a membership? Is that what's happening? It's going nuts on the gifted memberships right now. And the 80s Music Man, 80s. I need you to check your settings again. I swear you must have turned it off. At this point, turn it off and on again. Maybe that will work. Did you make your account like a brand account somehow or something? I don't know. That's you guys, thank you so much. You guys are so generous. There's so many people who are benefiting from 80s Music Man's misfortune in this case. Okay, talking about over and under, I will say I'll go first with the overrated. I'm gonna have to go based on recent experience. ECU Pirate football is overrated. I hate to do this as my local team. I wear their color. That's the purple shirt. When I'm wearing that, that's a Pirate shirt. Okay. And I went to the game yesterday with Mrs. RA and my two little ones. We didn't wear the right colors at all that day, but we were there, and they ran it up the middle.
Like the whole game?
Single time they ran it up the middle, and you watch the line, okay, and there's, if you were to look down the sidelines, like right where the ball is, okay, if the ball's in the middle and you got the team on each side, you've got like the SMU and then ECU, and it's like hike,
Oh, no.
and they're running up the middle against this. It's like the guys are twice your size. Every single one of the guys on the other side could carry two of you, and they're like, hey, I got it, we'll just charge right up the middle, right down the they won't see this one coming. It was awful. It was awful. I think we scored 10 points, and it's because they felt sorry for us, but it was like 31-10 at the end of the game. And really it made us look better than the game was. We shouldn't have had 10 points.
That's painful.
It was so bad. The kicker had the most yards, and it was as he was walking forward to punt. It was awful. Oh my goodness. We had so much fun though. Anyway, so I'll say overrated ECU Pirates football this season. Hopefully next season I can say that they're underrated and they're the best thing ever. But underrated is spending time with little kids. Oh my goodness, I had fun out there. Cool. And just I miss that, because I miss that environment. I love football, but I've always been the cameraman. I've been the guy on the side. That's what I did in college. That's what I did after college, filming football games. It's different watching from the stands. And not being able to go wherever you want, because I was the guy that had the roaming camera. At one point I even arranged for a demonstration of a wireless rig, so I didn't have anyone pulling cable behind me. I was completely wireless. I could go anywhere in the stadium, so I'm up in the stands, in the press boxes. I'm all over the place. But it was fun to sit there with my youngest kid who really likes football and explain what's going on and what to watch for, and that was awesome.
That's cool. There's no better time than time with kids. It's, my daughter now, she's 14 and she's learning what it's like to be cool in high school and hanging out. So I'm not as cool as I used to be as far as it goes. You know what I mean? When it comes to that type of stuff. So that's neat.
You're gifting memberships while you're talking, which is impressive. I'm watching this going on. Like it just says Weather Watch just gifted 5 memberships.
I'm trying to get 80s if we can. I'm just joining in on the fun. Everyone's
80s music, man. If we can't get you a membership by the end of tonight, I'm going to send you a hoodie. Let me know which one you want. We're going to get you the hoodie, get you your size. Hit me up on the burner phone. We're going to take care of you one way or another.
It whiffed. It skipped him. He didn't get it. Oh, we're trying.
Now he turns his membership off. He's like, well, I want the hoodie.
Yeah.
No, this is good.
Oh.
Anyway, speaking of good things, good food. Do you have a restaurant that's just like your go-to? I realize we've sort of dipped in this pot before, but what restaurant?
Food dipped in this pot.
I'm sorry, you guys. This is an inside joke a little bit, but
they will be a part of very shortly.
Yeah, we're going to let you in, but we've got a food story, and sometimes you guys know when there's that one restaurant, and it might be just a little family-run restaurant that you know about that does better than anywhere else. The way they make it, nobody can compare. Does everybody, by show of hands, does everybody have a restaurant like that? It's like, if you want like the best sausage breakfast sausage, whatever sandwich.
You almost said sausage McMuffin.
You
almost decided McDonald's.
There's only one place to go for sausage McMuffin.
I heard it coming.
But if you want the best of something, there's that one restaurant, right? There's the one place you can go. Like I know there's a place where I can go if I want the very best fresh shrimp fried rice. Okay, and it's way 2,000 miles away from here, so I don't get it. But I know where to go if I was ever in the area. So we've got some hands up. A couple of you have a restaurant like that. Do you have a place like that? The go-to?
So I do. Panda Express is I'm not going to steal your thunder. I'm kidding. I know that's one for your shrimp dish. That's your jam there.
Yeah, but not for shrimp fried rice though.
No.
Like honey walnut shrimp.
Only, yes. I was going to say, if you said shrimp fried rice from Panda Express, I was going to argue because their fried rice is so dry. I love everything else that they offer. But
hey, Wayne, I have to say to this comment. That's all I can do. It's bow time.
Jersey Jet
That's-
says, so, we've started another war.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've got a few. Oh, I don't know how that popped up. A few different ones. Funny you said that. I actually got one today. There was a news article that came through of a local taco truck that I'd never had. They got so big, they opened a brick and mortar.
Ooh.
And coming from Southern California from years and years ago, I love Mexican food. I read the reviews that said best street tacos ever. So I went there today for lunch, and that will be my forever go-to in this town with my street taco choice. That is the best. Pizza.
My favorite.
There's a joint here called Rapid Fire Pizza. It's a little quick stone oven joint. It's super good. If not, I'm with Marco's Pizza. When it comes to pork skewers, it's a restaurant in Japan. Specifically, I can't even hold it. Knowing the story, I can't
so
even.
bad.
No, I've never been there. I haven't eaten these skewers, but apparently, so there's a restaurant in Tokyo that is famous for pork skewers. It's everyone goes there. The reviews are so high that when tourists go there, it's all over the ratings. They go to get these pork skewers. They're phenomenal. What's crazy about that is their secret to it is the sauce that you go ahead and you dip your skewer into the bowl, and that's their secret. That makes it so good. You would think, but it's not. The secret is they haven't washed said bowl in 60 some odd years. Ever. They just and it sits out in the open. And if we could put a picture up, I don't know if we got one.
I'll put the picture up. It's worth it. It is so bad. Hang on just one second.
This bowl does not move. It stays there and they just refill it for 60 some odd years. And it's out in the open. It's not sealed. It's not covered. It just sits there. In the picture.
Okay. No gagging. Okay. No gagging. Give me just a second. We're going to put this up. I think it's going to be a camera 7.
And this isn't a joke. This is real.
8, 6, 5. I don't know where. Oh, there we go. We're going to pull this one up right here.
Just a rich tasting sauce.
Oh, crap.
Oh, you gotta boot me out, I think.
No, even worse. I'm running my video from the wrong machine. So I'm showing it on my screen, but nobody else can see it.
We might be doing
all I can do is hold it up like this. Ready? This is high tech. Okay, this is the world we live in. Right here, you can see this picture. It's probably better that you can't see this, honestly.
It's so bad. There's the pot.
Good.
60 years. Scott, if you scroll down a little bit more, there's an employee standing behind it. It's even worse.
Oh, it gives you perspective. Yes,
there you go. There's said
getting
pot.
ready to dip the old pork stickers in the pot, which is just
I'm young. Looks like poop.
Looks like who's
like lollipoop.
There's somebody out there. There's that Instagram food blogger. He's like, I'm gonna get the secret, okay, for this recipe because we've all been here. We know it's so good, and they sweet talk the manager. And like, tell us what's the secret. He's like, okay, you're the first person I'm ever going to show this. The guy's back there with his Instagram group post ready to go live. He's like, it's the pot. It's the pot. We don't know what's in it, but it sure makes it taste good. And the guy's like, oh man, that is.
They took the whole don't unseason your cast iron skillet to the next level. They said, well, if it's pretty good if you leave it a little bit, what if we just leave it for decades and decades and it'll just be amazing?
Oh my goodness.
It reminds me of the horror stories of drink machines at restaurants when they're like they haven't cleaned them out for 3-5 years and no one knows, and we don't know the soda tastes great coming out, but it's apparently hasn't been washed. It's so yeah. Hope 8 fear 100%. I can't believe it, but apparently it's famous and people flock there to get the pork skewers. They can't get enough of the pork and whatever else is in that pot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass now. I cannot do that.
No way. Makes my stomach churn just a little bit, honestly, especially looking at it. It's future. I like that. Backing back up. Marco's is awesome. Do you guys have a Marco's near you? Marco's Pizza.
Marco's Pizza. That sounds familiar. cauliflower crust. That sounds like something I could go for. I do like cauliflower. Wisconsin cauliflower soup, by the way. If you've ever the Cafe Zupas, if someone could find a way to ship that to me, I would pay great deals of Bitcoin for this, because I'm sure whatever way to get it is illegal. But man, yes, I love that. Cauliflower is delicious.
Nikki, that was in Tokyo, Japan. So unless you're
Nikki's
out there,
like, I'll try it. I'll give it a go.
Or like, where do I not go?
Brave reviews, you say? Sign me up. Nikki, you're a brave soul. You really are.
Adam coming in point talking about Marco's Pizza. He's going to go with Polo's Pizza. Marco Polo.
Nice.
Mrs. RA speaking with experience. Underrated Dawn dish soap for the pot in Tokyo, Japan. If they run the podcast,
I load the dishwasher. You wash the pots and pans. Is that fair tonight? You get to scrape that pot clean. Oh, yuck.
Oh, that's so wild. I can't. Oh, I can't fathom. Oh my goodness.
AJ, you're gonna have to click on AJ's.
Mushrooms. So AJ, that's so funny you say that. After the episode of us chit-chatting about all that and him saying I hate mushrooms, and Mrs. Ari going, actually you don't, because I make a dish that he loves with mushrooms. And Scott genuinely goes, you do? The next morning I was at the grocery store and I walked up to the whole mushroom section. I just took a picture and texted it right to Scott for him to wake up to, so he could see what it was. Oh,
I might like mushrooms and not know it. That's what I'm finding out.
We probably like a lot of things that we don't know that are in certain ingredients or certain dishes that get cooked in. But it's, again, I back up to, it's a texture thing, right? Yeah. Anyway, we could talk about that for days and hours. But
I did, for those that are asking, I did find out what the dish is that has mushrooms in it. It's a tortellini dish with like it's got like meatballs in it, which the meatballs are sort of the color of the mushrooms, and then the mushrooms are the texture of the tortellini. And so when I'm eating it in my head, as I put it on my fork, I like, oh, that must be meat. And then when I put it in my mouth, it's like, oh, it must be tortellini. And so in my head, I was never eating a mushroom. Okay, there was no point where I'm like, oh, shroom, yum. So that's how I figure I got tricked into it. I ended up liking it, and it's like one of my favorite dishes.
You know, it's so funny, the timing of all this. My next door neighbor texted me, Friday, Tuesday, and she goes, "Hey Thomas, they do the Simply Fresh, the meals to order, and then
right to your doorstep, all the right proportions and everything. You just like mix it and go."
Exactly. So they're on the program, I think of like 3 a week is what they get. So I get a text that says, "Hey Thomas, do you want one of our Simply Fresh meals? It has mushrooms in it, and none of us like mushrooms, and we know you do." And I said, I mean, who says no to free food? So I said, sure.
Not me.
Yeah. Well, it was a mushroom and cheese stuffed ravioli and red sauce. But the mushrooms are like the size that they're diced. It's like the thick salt granules or pepper granules. Like that's because they're all chopped up. Like if you don't like mushrooms, you wouldn't even know. It just tastes like a big cheese stuffed ravioli.
Just sprinkled dirt over the top.
Yeah,
Some people say mushrooms taste like dirt, and they have an earth. I guess the right way to say it is they have an earthy flavor, which means mud, right? It means dirt.
You just cook them and mix them with it. So, anyways, I said absolutely, I'll take it. Who doesn't want free food? So she brings it over, and I'm looking at the instructions with all the things, and here's your portions and this and that, and this feeds 3. But if you need to feed 4 or 5, you're going to have to add blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I don't need to add. I can feed 3. So I cook it all, and I ate it all in like a minute and a half by myself. So I definitely won't go the Simply Fresh route because there are portions for 3 individuals just fed me. So I can't do it.
So you're gonna have to go with like the large family meal plan if you go with Simply Fresh.
Yeah, I got
for all the 3 of you.
I got to feed. Well, I can't. Our daughter and a man, they're picky, so I can never do it because they won't eat 90% of probably what they're going to bring me anyways. So it worked because I don't buy into those anyhow. I like to go to the store and get whatever else I got to cook. But
have you noticed we buy the? I'm going to out ourselves here. When we go shopping, Mrs. RA, I for the record, I love to go shopping with Mrs. RA. It's time we spend together. It's the time is more important than what we're doing, and it's fun. We can make shopping a lot of fun, but we love going shopping. She hates going shopping for food, and so when she discovered that a lot of the grocery stores around here will pick up all your food for you, and you can just pull up and beep your horn twice, and out they come through the door with your cart and load you up. She's like, "This is the next best thing since sliced bread."
Yeah.
So we miss out, but the problem with that is that when you say, I want
substitutes or brands.
Well, even if you say, I'd like, some apples. The apples you get are like more apple sauce than apples. They're mush, they're smashed, half of them have a bite taken out of them. You're like, are you guys seriously? You thought, here's a customer that wants us to get this for them, and this is what they want.
Yeah.
And we get that. Well, this last time around, Mrs. R.A. said she wanted some bananas. And so what did they give us? They gave us no. They give us the best bananas I've ever seen, and they're like 1/3 size. Turns out they're organic. I don't know what we've been eating all along, okay? But organic bananas only grow like 1/3 the size of regular bananas or something. I guess you're not allowed to put fertilizer on the tree or something. These little tiny bananas, they're like spicy maple bourbon pickles. They will change your life. They are so delicious. I'm sold on organic bananas, and I don't know what the difference is and why it was the little ones are great, right? Red Pens, you're with me on this. They're tiny. You look like you stole a little kid's lunch when you're eating it, right? It's this little tiny. It's just a little nugget, and just you have to eat like 3 of them to really be equal to eating a regular banana. But the flavor is just out of this world.
Well, great things come in little packages.
Yeah. So
and there's your underrated.
Walmart got it right. I'm giving us the wrong thing. Usually it's like, here's a dented can of beans. And you're like, well, I asked for chili, and it was supposed to be O'Malley chili, and now I've got a dented can of Walmart black beans, and it's not the same. But the bananas, they did right, for sure.
I gave AJ that for just a minute, then we had to take off. That's interesting. I can't get on the banana train. Never have. I can't.
Oh, it's because you haven't tried the organic ones. They're so good. They really are.
I go back to texture. I can't. The only thing I can do semi close to a banana are plantains, but not because I eat them, but because I make a Puerto Rican dish called mofongo out of them. It's basically, you know what a plantain is, right? It's
I thought it was a banana.
It would.
It's like another name for a banana. They're like fatter and funny shaped, like too much fertilizer on the tree, and they turn into a plantain, right?
The complete opposite of what you fell in love with is what a plantain is. It's a big, giant banana, but you have to get them when they're not fully ripe, and then you basically make them into a mash. But then you can you kind of fry them. It's not a full fry, but you cook them. It's a big Puerto Rican dish. It's mofongo de camarón. So it's plantains basically cooked and fried with shrimp. When I went to Puerto Rico,
my curiosity.
Oh my gosh, I went to Puerto Rico with our boss, and he said, "You have to try this. You'll like it." On night 1, we're there for seven days. I ordered it every night the rest of the trip. It's all I ate. And then I came home and I cooked it for our neighbors and everything. They loved it. It is so good.
Can I just eat the shrimp out of it? Was that like a no? Was that like just eating the caviar at the buffet table?
Doesn't hurt my feelings. So Virginia Little's not in. So here's I think it's on the fence. But no. So Indy Cindy, I agree. Plantains, bananas to just eat, texture, gross. Think about frying mashed potatoes. That's what they turn out to be, but they're just a little bit sweeter. That's the difference. It's amazing. You got to try it.
I like fried mashed potatoes.
See,
I like to make like
potato cakes.
They look like pancakes, but they're made out of fried mashed potatoes. Those are delicious.
That's my daughter's favorite. She wants.
And you just use ketchup instead of syrup, and you're good.
Ketchup? No. You know?
Yes,
you know?
It's like tomatoes. You're putting a vegetable on your pancake. It's a good deal.
No, you can't. No, you got to do like a chipotle sauce. All right, I've got a hack for those potato cakes that you speak of. You can get a bag of those instant mashed potatoes.
The flakes that you just add water and butter or something, and it's
you boil water, you dump the powder, and you just whisk it really fast, and then within a minute you don't even have to do that. You just put the powder in the bowl, cold water, the consistency to make your little potato cake, Done. You just fry it. It's that easy.
Hmm.
It's super good. I do it all the time when I'm not able to make my own potatoes, and they come out pretty decent.
Do you cook in a pan, or do you use one of those griddle top?
I have both, so it depends on the weather, on how I'm going to cook.
Is the griddle outdoor?
Yep.
Okay.
So if the weather's no bueno, then I stay inside in the kitchen. But I prefer to be outside if I can. It's just nice. But yeah, if we've got it's a big. Oh, we've talked about this. It's a big
Blackstone, right?
big circle 360. Mine's the Cuisinart.
Oh yeah, huge. I still need to get one of those. I also still need to get the air fryer. So can you air fry potatoes?
You can air fry anything. Anything.
Plantains?
I haven't tried it, but
I don't think I will.
Oh,
Cool.
Somehow food is the foundation of this channel, and it's where we continue to go.
Yes.
You didn't get an air fryer, and you missed Prime Days. They had them like 70% off on some really good ones
Because
too.
nobody wanted them, or why?
No, it's Prime Days. Yesterday and the day
like
before
a sale
on Amazon.
Yeah,
You've never heard of
70% off.
Prime
That
Days?
means there's a better model that's about to come out. You know
No,
that, right?
have you never heard of Amazon Prime Days?
Yeah. But they only put this stuff on sale that they don't want anymore.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. It's pretty out of the box.
Know there's going to be a new model of air fryer that's going to be like the Air Fryer 2 Pro, right? Or the Air Fryer 2 Pro Max, if we follow the Apple's terminology. And it's going to come out and it's going to like not just cook, but it will also like prepare the food. And it's going to be like $10 more than the normal one. That's
You've
what I'm waiting
never
for.
had one, so you won't know the difference. So
but when I get one, it will make my food for me.
That's the gotcha moment when it works. All right,
to get an air fryer.
I'm gonna run this back. You talked about you guys driving to the store to do grocery pickup.
Yes.
The newest, the coolest thing.
Yes.
So that is incredible. But most people, or I shouldn't say most, there are people out there that can't drive. So they
Uber it, or
they either Uber it and go get it, or they do public transit. Still a thing.
That's tough when you're going shopping.
Very tough. DoorDash, where you can shop and they'll bring it to you, but it's
Some
not
people
ideal.
You just have to bite the bullet and get a license, get a car, drive.
But what happens when you can't pass your test to get your license? Like multiple times you try to get your license and you just can't do it.
Legally? Are you asking for my advice from a legal standpoint, or more just like a way around, like a solution? Because I can solve this problem, but it may cause more problems down the road.
This is not public advice. Or yeah.
Consult a lawyer.
Right.
This is not advice.
So
what happens when you can't get a license?
I think you take a page out of this guy's playbook. A guy from Ghana. He had a driver's license in Ghana. He decided to move to Belgium. Awesome. He couldn't pass the driving test to get his license in Belgium. And you know how some countries, they reciprocate. You can drive here for a license. They don't. So he's like, nope, you got to take a test. Got to get it. You can't do it. So he failed.
You can take it again though.
Yeah. And he did. And he failed. He just whiffed. Like his batting average was terrible trying to get his driver's license. It was so bad. So this guy is genius. He finds a guy who looks just like him.
This goes along with my advice.
And he says, "Here's my ID. Go take my driving test, please." He pays the guy to go take a driving test because he looked just like him and he knew he could pass it. He never could. So he went to get his license. Someone else passed it for him.
Good advice. There you go.
Brilliant.
So now you know, I will say I heard that story. Do you know how many times he failed?
I don't recall what
He failed
12 dozen. Yeah, okay.
12 times.
12 times.
So it was the 13th time
that
he passed. It's probably going to come back and bite him because 13's unlucky. We started with 13. We were talking about we were talking about all the issues with 13 around the world on hotels and everything like that. Yes, tomorrow is the Ring of Fire. That's the official term for the complete eclipse when the moon blocks out almost all the sun, but it's not quite big enough.
89%.
Which is a lot. And have you ever been in a complete solar eclipse? Like when it's
No. What was the one like for?
there was one like 6 or 7 years ago, I think, that crossed over the Western United States where I was.
Yep.
And I don't think we were like right in like the, I don't know what they call it. It's a special term for the line that it passes, where it's like if you're on that line and you have an Airbnb, it's rented tomorrow. Okay.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's
100%.
that whole line is like it's booked up. Anywhere there are going to be people like camping on the side of the freeway. There are going to be tents out, and telescopes set up and cameras and things like that. But one thing I noticed when we were there is it just got cooler. I mean, it went from like daytime temperature, like you were saying, it's like it used to be usually 104 outside. Now it's 70. It's like that. It just dips like 10, 15 degrees suddenly. And the birds don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're like, ooh, tweet, 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 tweet. It's like we are so confused. It's the if you get the chance to be there, it's incredible to see that and just observe nature, let alone stare at the sun and burn your retinas, which is also an opportunity that very few people get to do with this
and ruin your cell phone camera. But
okay,
I'm excited.
Quick life hack: if you don't have those special glasses, Pop-Tarts. Eat yourself some Pop-Tarts. The wrapper from the Pop-Tarts is made out of the same stuff those glasses are made out of. You can look through the wrapper, not like a hole, just look through the wrapper and you can look at the sun.
I'll be dang.
Don't, never mind. Don't do that, and don't hire somebody to get a driver's license for you. I'm sure somebody is going to get like a clear plastic Pop-Tart wrapper and burn their retinas with it. I'm talking about the tinfoil ones, right? You can actually see through them.
What flavor? Is there a particular flavor that works better than the other versus the UV?
Strawberry is what I've used before, but I also recommend the brown sugar and cinnamon. So,
that's good to know. That's interesting.
You don't look through the Pop-Tart, Wayne. You eat the Pop-Tart, you look through the wrapper.
Eat the Pop-Tart. Oh, I love it.
Welding helmets, that's probably a good solution, Donna. That's probably more designed for that.
That's ideal.
The problem I've never had anything bright enough to look through for a welding helmet. I've always tried to use it for other purposes, not like look at the sun or welding. You flip that thing down, it's just like night. It's like, I don't know how anybody does anything in this. You can't see a thing. It's like they flip it up. They're like, oh yeah, here we go. They flip it down. It's like
nighttime.
It's like somebody just put their hands over your eyes, and then they weld.
Right.
It's like, no wonder you're burning everything. It's dark in there.
I love the pranks when their partner will put something over their shield right when they start to weld. And so the guys stop and they flip their helmet because they think they're not catching spark and they're not getting metal. So then they flip it down and then their partner
that's just mean.
It's so mean.
That's mean. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Does the eclipse go where you're at? Do you get any?
It does. So our prime time is between 11 and 1 tomorrow. So right in the middle of the day. And I'm so excited because I tee off at 9:15 in the morning. So towards the end of the round, I'll be out on the golf course. And it's just neat because
sink a putt in the darkness of noon.
It might help. It might actually help.
or maybe you can squeeze in an extra hit or two without your buddies on the course noticing because they can't see you.
Funny you say that. I text my buddy right before the show. I said, man, I'm excited that we'll be on the golf course during the eclipse. It's going to look so pretty with the trees because, the shadows look different. Everything gets
the shadows
different.
That's another way to look at it. Like if there's like a tree that's got leaves on it and the shadows, the sun's shining through the leaves, everywhere the light comes through is like a mirror image of the sun. So you'll see the moon and the circle. It's the most bizarre thing.
It is.
It's crazy. No wonder the birds are confused.
Right. And he replied, what are you talking about?
And the Ring of Fire tomorrow, once in a lifetime experience.
He said,
tell me.
I haven't heard anything about this, so I know you're messing with me. You're such an idiot, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you're kidding, right? You're kidding. And he goes,
oh, man.
No, I'm serious. Why? You're just messing with me. So I screenshot the Ring of Fire article from our local news and text him and goes, and if you knew him, it's even more funny. But he goes, "Oh man, I'm excited." I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." You had no idea.
If you've got somebody who clearly has no clue about the eclipse, you can just pretend like you can command the sun, moon, and the stars by just saying, "Look, If you don't knock it off, I'm going to turn the sun off. There it goes. Yeah,
Oh,
you can prank people.
You can.
And kids as well.
This
Kids,
is true.
My kids might be pranked tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, but they're listening, Mrs. R.A. said. So I speak. You were giving Mrs. R.A. a lot of credit in the beginning and how grateful you are for her and all that. And so I actually, I found out that my wife was cheating on me. Yeah,
Thomas, we're live right now. This is not. We can't cut this out.
Yes, she grabbed her keys yesterday and she said, "I'm headed to the store and I'll be home in 15 minutes max." And I knew she was cheating because my name's Thomas, not Max.
And how's that couch working out for you?
It's I actually have one upstairs in my studio, so I won't even go downstairs when we're done. But that's
just play it safe for a couple days. Cachette says, "I know a divorce lawyer."
Anyways, that's the Debbie nailed it. We didn't have a dad joke segment, but I had to throw one in there before that was over.
That's funny. But that's really good.
Yeah, no, there's 80s. Boo! He's just mad because he's not a member. But
80s music man.
We gotta get in here.
You've got my burner phone. I've got you in here saved, so I know it's you. Let me make sure I've got your number in here.
80s. He's got to get you a hoodie. But no, yeah,
send me a text so I can bring you up to the top. I've got you saved in here already. I think 80s. Send me a quick text on the burner phone. We're gonna get you a hoodie. So that when you cry in your tears for not being a member, nobody can see. You can hide behind the hoodie. I don't know why it's not working. 80s. I wish we could fix it. Get off my lawn. Says 80s music. Okay, 80s. Here it is. There's the message right after that one. There's the burner phone. Send me a quick text. We're going to get you fixed up. Appreciate you. You've been a long time supporter of the program. Not just on editing, it's been wonderful. So,
well, 80s always after every stream. Yeah. Always got something insightful to say. But Scott, Friday the 13th.
Yes.
We made it to the show.
Oh, I have to say thank you to like a million people. Ivan, Super Chat, Julie Martin was a member for 5 months. That's awesome. Red Pen gifted 5. Cachette gifted 5. Gifted 1. Jersey Jen gifted 1. Cachette gifted another. Red Pen gifted 1. Gailey May gifted 1. Lewis Cox, another. Future. Cachette again. Hope 8 Fear gifted a membership as well. We've got Bug Dugger, Ham Young. Red Pen gave another 5. I'm just trying to keep up here. Indy Cindy, we've got your comment there. Everything's fall apart. AJ gifted a membership. Nikki, Cachette gifted another. Hope 8 Fear again. Red Pen, Weatherwatch gifted 5. Cachette gifted 5. Randy Churchwell gifted 5.
Goodness gracious.
Megan Easton gifted 1. Hope 8 Fear again. Red Pen gifted 8. Ricky Watson gifted 8. Van gifted a membership as well, and none of them
Not
one to 80s music man. I'm
one.
Sorry. Every single person was hoping that would be the one, 80s music man. But seriously, hit me up with a quick message on the burner front. I want to connect with you really quick. We do definitely appreciate you being here, and want to make it right for you. So, awesome. Thank you very much, Thomas. Have a fabulous, fantastic weekend. Enjoy your eclipse golf. That's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Hope you get like a hole in one at like the pinnacle of the eclipse, and you can be like, "Hey, this Friday the 13th thing, it works."
No one would see it. So it'd be a bummer.
Yeah.
But I hope you and the family have a great weekend. Everyone else in chat, thank you so much for being here. All those gifted memberships, but everyone else being here, hitting the like button, just contributing in chat, and just hanging out. You could be anywhere else on a Friday night. You choose to be with these two knuckleheads in a Not Relevant podcast. So thank you so much.
What are you thinking? Seriously. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. We'll
a
see
good
you
week,
Monday.
everybody.